Hey collective, welcome to your reading for this week. We're going to go in with the Healing Spirits Oracle like we did last week and see where Spirit wants to guide you in the message. Okay. All right. So you got your life plan is unfolding as it should. And then it says heal yourself to heal the world. All right, so let's go in for the first one. Actually, I'll show you the two cards that popped out. Your life path is unfolding as it should, your life plan, and heal yourself to heal the world. Okay. Okay. It says, there is no such thing as coincidence. And when you know this, you're ready to look more closely at your life plan. Your spirit guide has already opened the way for you on the right, open the way for you and will give you confirmation that you're truly on the right path. So this is the confirmation also for some of you. Synchronicities are their way of attracting your attention and giving you confirmation that you are close to a great understanding. Very soon, you will know your true purpose. So for me, this card is all about Spirit saying that you are on the right path with whatever it is that you've been putting your time and your effort, your focus, your energy, your hard work, whatever it is you've been doing and learning. And for whatever reason, they feel like it is a good idea to confirm and reaffirm and make this known, and also let you know that you are receiving synchronicities and confirmations or will be seeing more of this as time goes forward. It says there's no such thing as a coincidence. So if at all you've had to change course is the vibe that I get, or if you've had to rethink or restructure, or if something has come in to kind of like shake things up or change, it is a confirmation. Like if you've been questioning, like, is this change just me? Is this even right? This is about, yes, it is. This is, you are on the right path with this. There's one other thing I wanted to touch on. um it's your true purpose. So what you've been working on and everything you've been learning, going through the highs and the lows, the peaks and the valleys of this whole thing, and trying to configure and maneuver through the energy you've been working on. In past readings, I've seen things around your communication, things around your boundaries, things around your connections, things around soul family. Like this is all about your true purpose. So I just wanted to kind of get that fully out. Okay, so heal yourself to heal the world. I think I know where this is going, but let's see. It says, a heart that is filled with kindness can sometimes want to take on too much. The world is a big place for one person to heal, so it's best to heal your own world first, and then you will see bigger things that concern you from a higher perspective. So before we go further into this, I do want to process this down a little bit, because this is a message of really learning how to work well within your own energy, especially as you continue to move forward on your path. Many of you who I speak to are in the light work realm of career, or even if it's not, like if that's not your actual career, you still are a light worker. You're a seer, you're a knower. You tap into fifth dimensional energy, you tap into collective, the ethers, you work with your guides, things like this. So I really feel like this message is talking about, when it says heal yourself, it says sometimes we can take on too much. It's kind of like a message of really going to new mastery levels of how you house the energy within you, how you interact with energy around you. Sometimes you may pick up, you may over empathize with people. Really learning, like, working not working really learning the energetic boundaries when it comes to interacting with other souls. So whether these are clients, whether these are people in your family, people at work, love, a spouse, loved ones, things like that. That's what this is really, how this is coming across to me. It says spirit healers and helpers are always working to heal the world that we live in. They are proud of you for reaching this point in your development. where your compassion for others has grown so much. So you really are a healer. You really are a person who has, I feel like you've stepped into or entered into this place of being able to do this type of work with people, whether it's formal or informal, which does require more compassion. But I also am hearing an energetic boundary, because whenever I have interacted with light workers or have known light workers of different levels who interact with other people's energy, of course, but really don't know the self healing aspect of that energetic exchange, and don't know like that reciprocal, that equilibrium, that balancing action, right? There needs to be a balancing action. And they just give, 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 give. I do feel like they run the risk of being susceptible to like anxiety and depression. So just like emphasis on emotional energy and the different ways that that can manifest in the body, and going to higher heights with spiritual hygiene, like clearing and cleansing and grounding, and just being really consistent and persistent about doing that. What else here? It says, but now you must work with them and not on your own. Bigger problems require teamwork. Yeah, exactly. And they are your team now. Yeah, exactly. So this is all about, and I'm going to pull one more. This is about going to new levels of this. And I suspect it's because you are stepping into a new caliber, a new level of this on your path. Whatever it is you're stepping into and taking on, as a collective whole, um, you see a lot of people are stepping greater into their gifts, into their talents, and spirit saying, if you're going to be taking on more, how exactly do they word it? Bigger problems require teamwork. If you're going to be taking on more, this is about really being able to press into your spiritual team and your spiritual tools, your toolkit, your practices more. Otherwise, I do feel like it runs the risk of not just draining you, but it's like burnout and mental health issues. If I'm being honest, that's kind of what the risk would be. Um, because many of you have a big work to do, I feel like, in this world. So it's like inevitable that you are going to be taking on more, which can come with more reward as well, more abundance and more blessings. But in order to maintain that and keep that, it seems like they thought it was really important to speak on this. I feel like honestly, this has kind of been a heavy energy that I was even feeling the other day. Um, like almost like a lot of emotion. And so some of you, I might have been tapping in on struggling with lower frequencies and how to handle them. Like if they're going on around you, if it's people that you're dealing with, again, it could be anyone. Let's pull one more oracle and then we'll head into the tarot. Transmuting lower vibrational energy is the way it's coming across. Transmuting it and really learning how to do that. It says, if the world around you seems turbulent, stop. What was I just saying? Like, that's interesting, right? That one's a card I don't think I've read yet, so I'm kind of interested to see what this says. Okay. Okay. It says, know that it is because you are connected to the guardian spirits that you have the sense to pause for reflection when life spins out of control. It says, this is when you go within to seek answers, and the great guardian spirits will you through reach you through your still mind and allow you to balance your energy before going on. Okay, I do want to talk about that more too, because they're saying that like when things seem turbulent around you. So this can mean a number of things, as far as like if you are dealing with lower vibrational energies, conflict, opposition. It just felt yesterday like an overall heaviness is what it really felt like. Um, so, and it can be affecting you on an emotional level. Some of you are in the midst of trying to make important decisions right now. You're in the midst of trying to know when and how much to move forward or pull back in certain scenarios and situations with people. I feel like this is like a juncture where triggers could potentially be high, and I think it's because of the massive movement of energy that's happening right now in the collective. Like sitting idle is not the vibe right now as a collective energy. There's a lot of movement. Like people are moving in all kinds of different directions and ways and taking, inspired action all kinds of ways. So this is saying when things feel turbulent around you, the advice is to get still within. Don't wait for someone else to take their act right pill that morning. This is about you taking responsibility and going within and saying, okay, I am destined for big things. I have to heal myself before I heal the world. It says my life plan is unfolding as it should. So this thing is happening. The train has left the station. It's go time. And they're saying, are you going to get in the game? And get in the game sometimes means you have to pull back and stop and go within. Pause for reflection, because this is when your guides are actually going to give you the clarity that you're looking for. It says only when you can find balance can you affect the elements in motion. Now that's, yeah, and bring calm to the chaos, right? So some of you really want to see positive change, or you're witnessing chaos with a particular person or a scenario, or someone is like presenting you with this chaos, and spirit is saying like, we know you have the goods to help. We know that you are a seer and a knower, but still the advice is you gotta get still within before you do anything and really move forward. I feel like with a sense of discernment. How are you being spiritually led on how to act? Like, what is the spiritual action? Sometimes it's to pull back, sometimes it's to press forward, it's to speak, sometimes it's just to silently hold space. It just feels like an overall sense, this message, that it's like going to a new level in your awareness, your third eye, your crown activation. I don't even feel like this is necessarily talking about like a solar plexus, like an inner power and confidence. So maybe you guys are good on that at this juncture, but this definitely feels like being very skillful and tuned in really well and masterful enough to the point where you're like able to be led rather than just push out all your healing energy, because that's not necessarily aligned, just pushing out healing energy wherever you see fit. It shouldn't, we don't want it to come from the ego place. We want it to come from divine. Let's see. It says, so seek that balance now. Every journey must include places to stop and reflect. So the last message I want to relay off that card, I feel like sometimes you do just have to stop, like really pause. I know there's a lot of fast moving energy going on right now, but it's this feeling of like pause to then be able to move forward. Otherwise, it's not going to feel like true blue forward movement. It feels like it's just going to feel like motion. And, motion just for the sake of movement and motion doesn't really feel divinely aligned. It doesn't feel like progress, like expansion. It's just like almost like on a hamster wheel where it feels like you're going somewhere fast, but you're like going nowhere fast. Okay, that was really fast, all of that I just said. So I don't know. I'm trying to get a hold on this energy. Hold on, I'm gonna sip some soda water. All right, cool. Let's go into the tarot. What am I gonna find in here, you guys? I don't know if I'm picking up on the turbulence that you may be dealing with, and I'm like channeling that through my body, because that felt kind of hella turbulent, if I'm being honest. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, we've seen this energy before, but I do understand why they're bringing this up. 9 of Wands in reverse. Whatever it is that you're manifesting on this journey that you might consider to be like the finish line of this thing, Spirit's saying, okay, you're not quite there just yet at the finish line, but, well, you're close, and you have 9 wands, okay? But this is about not allowing yourself to get weary, because there's still some lessons here. There's still some development, some internal structuring or restructuring or healing. It's on the tail end, so we're very, very close. But with the 9 in reverse, it's kind of like this energy of feeling worn out and then that affecting you emotionally or mentally. So sometimes that can even manifest like and show up with like in mental health, like anxiety, depression, feeling like levels of confusion, and just an overall sense of feeling weak and not strong, you know? So this advice comes in to talk to you about well, one, like they said, go within and okay, interesting. I just heard this is where my strength comes from. So if you're feeling weak or weary at this juncture, um, this is where your strength comes from. Going back into the spiritual, like what you know how to do as a spirit led person, call upon. If it's God, if it's guide, if it's universe, if it's Gaia, like in the fifth dimension, that energy that you tap into, your source, your true source. Don't try to um pull from your mind or the ego base, I feel like. But yeah, with the nine of wands in reverse, there's definitely like a weak and weary kind of energy. Like some of you are just tired. You're just tired in the energy. And um we'll keep going and see what else spirit has to say. Thank you, spirit. Okay. So you got 5 of cups. Again, this is like a heavy emotional, it's mental and emotional energy is what I feel. And then all of that fast talking that I was doing at the beginning of the reading, I feel like this is how I feel. And so that's channeling some of you right now. That's swirls of energy going on. And with the 5 of cups being here, I feel like you really are still healing from these spilled cups here. So there's some kind of disappointment, some kind of lack, some sort of separation, some distance, some loss, right? But the 5 of cups also specifically speaks to this need to learn how to turn the mind, you guys, really turn the mind. And when I say turn the mind, like where you're placing your focus. And again, like I was saying earlier, I really do feel like spirit saying they want you to go to higher places with the tools that you use to turn the mind. Because in the 5 of cups, this person has clearly experienced something that was very difficult, and there's no denying that. But the other message here is about these 2 cups that are still standing in the upright, meaning not all is lost, but this person is not focusing on those 2 cups in the upright. So there is a message here about, look, whatever happened that feels like a sense of disappointment, whether this is happening in your present experience or this is a past experience, spirit saying, learning how to turn the mind. And there is a skill and an art form around doing that, because I definitely don't believe in like, rose colored glasses or, bypassing certain realities of situations and being like, just abundantly like love and light all the time and pretending. It's more like how you're interpreting and what your mind is then doing with the information that is unsavory, like the stuff that really is tough, what your mind is doing with that. So, reframing thoughts, restructuring thoughts, stopping certain thoughts, like stopping yourself from going down certain roads. It feels like a therapeutic action and upgrade within the self. And it makes me go back to this heal yourself to heal the world. Because with the 5 of cups, if you're focusing on that lower frequency energy, the painful piece, and you're looking at it or reviewing it or focusing upon it in a certain way, um, that could be making the energy in your body worse. It can you could be perpetuating a swirl of lower frequency without really meaning to do that. So they're bringing that up. Yeah, this is about moving forward into calmer emotions, calmer mental, and calmer actuality, like your actual life. And it's like taking control of this. This doesn't feel passive. It doesn't feel like spirit saying, well, time heals all wounds, because Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I know people and work with people who the wounds seem like they're still hanging around at almost the same capacity as when they were first wounded. So they're saying this could go either way depending on how you heal yourself. The other thing they're bringing up, interesting but true, is sometimes those of us who do light work, and I include myself in this as well because it's true for me, sometimes when we're going through this type of energy, it can almost feel easier to want to focus on the people around us and maybe even helping the people around us, or noticing the jacked up energy that we want to help fix around us, which is also is out of alignment if we're not focusing on how to heal our own stuff. And so for those of you who are manifesting, whether it's relationship, it's work, obviously passion and purpose showed up here. So whatever that really is for you in this reading, if you're feeling like there's any kind of delays, or you're just kind of wondering like what the heck's going on in the energy, that's what this message is about. They're saying for you to go within and make sure that you're really prioritizing your inner work. However you need to make that happen, I'm hearing, but I feel that like this sense of importance to tell you that, like, you have to be honest with yourself about the level of healing that you're able to do. And if you need help with it, there's nothing wrong with seeking support. And for many of you, it's like you have the tools and you have the know how. It's just about actually going in with spirit guides and meditation and really, I don't know, I feel like it's making it a priority. For some of you, because you did have the Six of Swords on the top as I was shuffling, some of you really do need to make the decision to walk away from the turbulence, whatever that is in the present energy. Really setting a boundary and choosing not to go further into that. For others, so for some of you, that message is like it's in a very physical sense, like it's a person, it's a place, or a thing you need to physically walk away from. And for others of you, it's going to be more of an emotional energy that you need to start placing some real, like psychological boundaries around. Wow, that is okay. Hold on, spirit. Okay. So now that we've talked about that, it does seem like we're going to be talking about a little bit of a newer energy. So the Magician pops out for you. This kind of reiterates that whole sense of like using the tools in your toolkit and remembering that you are a manifester. Okay, so even when it comes to this energy, this Five of Cups and this Nine of Wands in reverse, which can feel quite difficult, and I almost feel like, I don't know, I definitely get a toggle, a teeter-totter, a toggling type energy to where I don't always think you're in a Five of Cups energy, but I think sometimes the pendulum swings or you toggle between Five of Cups and then Magician. So I do think this is about really, what is this? Really being able to tackle this Five of Cups and Nine of Wands, this feeling weak and weary energy, and really learning how to tackle that once and for all. And I don't say that in a way of like, you'll never get sad again, right? Like but it's more about like how you're holding the energy. I don't know. I get this feeling like some of you may be do like the chewing and the rumination on lower frequency stuff, like hamster wheel, trying to figure it out to where it's probably not serving you to host it in that way. Because it's a general reading, I feel like I want to be more specific about what that is, but without knowing what specific thoughts run through your head or how you're holding and looking at things that don't feel great, and grieving it. Some of you, it's like needing to learn how to do or get support on how to do proper grief work. Um, Grief is a really heavy energy for many people. And I do feel like, for in the US, at least in Western culture, we sometimes struggle to have the proper rituals and understanding and how to hold ourselves in the most loving energy. Um, I feel like with other cultural practices, sometimes there's a little bit more of a holding space for that and an understanding, and that's more integrated. Okay, so that might be a specific message for one of you or for a few of you. Okay, so the magician, learning how to use your tools, remembering the art of manifestation, using it, and using it here. You got the Four of Cups in reverse, and I know we got this like in either the last reading or the reading before. Okay, sorry you guys, my camera totally cut off again. It said my storage was full, so we emptied that out and here we are. Okay, so what I was saying, the Magician and the Four of Cups in reverse, and we got this Four of Cups for you, energy for you last time. So Spirit is saying this is the time for new, right? And this all really makes sense because it's like this is all about stepping into new energy, new manifestation, using new tools. Some of you kind of let me see if I can hold up both of these two energies because I do want you to see these two sometimes you're in this energy of like, okay, new relationships, new manifestations, new opportunities, new projects, manifest, manifest, manifest. I am no longer um, in my little internal world. I'm no longer hermiting it. But then there's this other energy that comes out too, where it's like, I'm tired. I don't know if I can keep going. Look, I'm focusing on this thing here that didn't work out. So there's two very contrasting energy. And the message, the advice that they're giving, you might be interpreting this as a toss up, like maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Because this feels like maybe it'll work. And then this feels like, I don't know. This doesn't feel, I want to go lay in bed. Like that's what this makes me feel like. I'm sick. I want to cuddle up. I want to, by myself. I want to lay in bed and just like, this doesn't feel good to me. They're saying that this is not a matter of like what the confusion is the two energies. It's not a matter of are you on the right path. They're saying this is actually a matter of you mastering this energy and really learning how to go to new heights and new skill levels with how you take this on. I feel the need to say that there's a way. So maybe some of you guys are like, well, I don't know. This has just come up for me. This feels heavy. Maybe for some of you, you're not aware that this energy is actually showing up, and that's part of the message for you. That there is this kind of lower vibrational Five of Cups where you're focusing on the loss. Okay. Now, if this is a current energy, this Five of Cups, this loss energy, they're still wanting you to use and utilize and learn more skills about how to work within that. But most of you, it's not like it's going to take like, or you have to take some huge class. It's going to be some, huge skill building moment. A lot of you, it's just about using the skills you already know how to use. But it's like really placing a level of intention around it and a level of dedication and consistency so that you can really get focused here and really show up and use all the tools that are depicted there. Your passion in the wands, your emotions in the cup, your financial and your material physical with the pentacle, and then, your mind and your communication with the sword. I am feeling like you have the goods here. I'm going to be honest. When I look at this, when I read the cards, when I'm listening into how Spirit's making me feel, it's saying your life plan is unfolding as it should. This is the energy that is of question and concern. The Five of Cups and the Nine of Wands in reverse. So let's see what else Spirit wants to say. And then maybe we'll get ready to close out the reading because I do think it's going pretty long, I think. Let's see. Any other pieces of advice for the collective, Spirit? Okay. Interesting. Two major arcana. So you're definitely in the midst of some big old messages and transformation. So the hermit just comes in to again really reiterate going within and allowing yourself to have those moments where you seek that higher guidance. For some of you, it's like you may feel like you have to take the high road within yourself. And for others of you, this is about allowing someone to come in and help illuminate certain things for you. I think that's why we do what we do as light workers. That's why I do what I do. It really is about helping shining this light for other people. And through that whole journey of doing that, and there's a lot of good feelings that come from that. But the one thing that I definitely have learned, and I've had to move through this lesson multiple times, I feel like to really start to have it sink in, is like you really have to be able to not only do this in other people's lives, but really learn how to do it in your own life. And I one of my favorite things to do is to seek counsel, to seek support, to go to someone who's outside of myself, that I feel is aligned with my path and my journey, who might have a perspective that is very healing in the hermit. Okay, so I'm going to get actually a clarifier on this Hierophant because there's a couple things stepping forward. Okay. Damn, so much major arcana. You got the Chariot, and then you have the Hermit and the Hierophant. Okay. So when it comes to moving forward, this is about getting those answers from within and from higher guidance, right? It's true spiritual wisdom about how to move forward. It's about taking control back of the mind and the body, so that equals like the action here in the Chariot, the mental and the physical, and bringing that together so there's an alignment. I do feel like the energy of the Hermit is what's going to help get you there. With the Hierophant message, I feel like there's two things that I want to touch on because it's all about moving forward. Some of you are working with this energy of structure, but also not so much structure that it is stifling your creativity. There's something here in the Hierophant about needing to step outside of the status quo, or certain boxes here, and being able to have strength to move yourself forward. Some of you might be dealing with an energy of like what you think you have to do here with the Hierophant. That card will oftentimes signify like the rule, the quote unquote rule, where you really got to seek internal guidance because you might be playing by some rules that spirit's like, look, you got to forge forward. Some of you might have family or friends or a job or a church or any kind of rule setting body. I just want to have you look at that energy for yourself and make sure that you're not kind of getting roped into any I think I should, I have to type of energy, and really go back into the heal yourself first. Don't try to adhere to any rule, any governing body, and that can be in so many different forms. Before you get caught up in this energy, definitely seek this. Now, for those of you where the Hierophant is coming in to tell you to seek a little bit more structure, you're going to have to take that where it resonates. If you are working with someone here in the Hermit and someone's helping you to guide this, that individual could be helping you to see certain ways to do things, certain structure. And so that's the other message that I get off of that. I think I'm going to pull like one more. So I think we pretty much said everything that needed to be said. It's really about mastering this energy. Okay, so for some of you, it is going to be about this person helping you learn how to prioritize to help you move forward, because we just got Two of Pentacles in reverse. So for some of you, it is about like trying to find the best words to say this, but it's like, so you know how the Hierophant represents structure and kind of an order, a way to do things. I feel like there's a person that could be helping guide you with the way to do things that's going to help move you forward. Okay. I think some of you guys, Two of Pentacles in reverse, might be having some prioritization issues, or you may feel like it's a lot to juggle. And I don't know, some of you, it may be a spreadsheet. Some of you, it may be this person saying, okay, this is how you do this and this is how you approach this. So take it how it resonates. I don't think that's going to be a message for all of you. But for some of you, it is about how you are juggling everything. Yeah. And needing to learn how to let this person work with you. You may kind of feel like they are um, it may feel like they have some traditional aspects to them. Let me get one more. Let me just look, okay, and look at the Hierophant. Well, they were ready with that. Oh, okay. They were ready with that one. Yeah, Five of Swords. Interesting, collective. The plot thickens. And we're not going to go into that storyline too much further here. But I do feel like whoever this person is, you might be in some sort of conflict, or maybe conflict's not the right word. Maybe it just feels more like a tension. For some of you, it could be a conflict where it's like one of you might be a little bit more like the Hierophant and a little bit more traditional, a little bit more. You could even be religious. It could, and then your energy might be showing up more like this. Okay. So, the advice in the last message I'll kind of touch on before we close in the Five of Swords, really, really be careful about your movements here with this energy and this person. It may feel like it's hard to work with them. And again, if this is not your specific storyline, please don't try to make it fit. This is going to be for someone. But be careful about trying to win or be the one up or be the right person in the situation. Five of Swords comes to talk about. Um, because you don't, there's, if this person is showing up on your journey, it's definitely a part of the higher spiritual lesson that Spirit's trying to get through to you. It might have to do with this Five of Cups energy for some of you. What's overall advice here, Spirit, with this person? Shoot. Yeah, this seems kind of like an intense situation here. Knight of Swords. Oh, we had one more flip over. Okay. All right, listen. Last message is the Eight of Cups. So remember how I was talking about really moving away from things that don't serve you in the Six of Swords? I think that showed at the top of the deck. This is about really not engaging in any lower frequency energy, and it really does just tie back into the original Oracle card messages. Heal yourself before you try to heal the world. Heal yourself before you try to show someone up or try to break it down for someone or try to bring the energy for someone. Heal yourself. They're saying do the thing that sets you free here in the Eight of Cups. Even if this is something here, Eight of Cups is like walking away from something that you put some time and investment in. So this definitely could be that Five of Cups energy, but it really is about learning to turn the mind so that you can go to the next level in your development with whatever this thing is. But yeah, a lot of tension, a lot of sword energy here. Okay, I think I'm going to leave the reading there. Eight of Cups, go to higher spiritual ground. Sometimes you do have to walk away from the thing that you feel like, okay, I spent time building this, I invested in this. This is something I'm emotionally attached to. It could also be a person that you're emotionally attached to. It could be a body, an institution, a church. It could be, even for some of you, if it's not a person, it's a way of thinking. So take it how it resonates, collective. I hope this made sense. Spirit really wanted to talk to you about your energy and really focusing on prioritizing that so that you can handle everything that Spirit wants to give you in terms of your work and your life and your abundance. So With that, I will see you guys in the next reading. Take care. Bye bye.